It's extremely interesting when you place these game dynamics in an enterprise and see what behaviours you get. At Lloyd's Banking Group, we deployed this interesting innovation game, and the result of the innovation game was you would earn virtual currency for participation, and you could cash virtual currency into real money at certain particular points. Well, it drove very unusual behaviours, some of which were quite concerning, until we realised that people would work on their new ideas and play this game in order to manipulate their points, but that the process of doing that actually resulted in the outcomes we wanted in the first place. So even this idea of cheating or gaming turns out to be valuable in some contexts. I found that surprising. We used to think that intrinsic rewards were valueless and that you had to have financial rewards in these games to get the outcomes you wanted. Turns out that that is not true, because people value the fact that they're being noticed by people. People value the fact that their status in these systems is very public, and most particularly they value the fact of the recognition that comes from doing these things. And time after time we've found that this works powerfully where money gets you a bit of interest and then drops off. The number one obstacle that we find is this term now, gamification. This term gamification, when you go into a large enterprise, particularly a very traditional one with lots of command and control, the minute you use the word game, or game dynamics, or gamification, HR in particular has a meltdown. We're not going to have our staff playing games. There's no way that's going to be happening. So we've stopped using the words. Now we talk about psychological dynamics or psychological mechanisms or something like that to explain how we get people to do what we want them to do. I think this is so interesting. I used to have arguments with colleagues that the only thing that systems needed to do was be functional. They had to do the jobs for which they were designed. And everyone basically agrees with that. But then we had this whole movement towards design, that systems should not only be functional, but they should be beautiful to look at. And even today we have arguments about whether systems should be beautiful, whether it's relevant to have designers make things look good and easy to work with. Well, that argument is basically going away quickly. People accept that beauty and function are coupled and have a benefit. But gamification is this new thing. Now systems should not only be functional, they should not only be beautiful, they should be enjoyable and fun to use. And the new argument is, why would we invest in this non-functional requirement? Well, I think that argument is also starting to be won now. And so organisations should realise that, get the functions right, make it easy to use, and then have a way to make people play, a way to make people enjoy doing their jobs. These are benefits.